So Mario, man, Favorable Disability Advocates. I was inspired by Mario because he he contacted me. I'm going through my email right now. Mario contacted me September 30th, 2016. That's when he first contacted me. He gave me a ring. He told me everything that he was trying to do, what he wanted to do, and pretty much he didn't have the. Realistically, he didn't have the budget. He wanted a website. He didn't already have a website. It was brand new. He wanted social media. He needed help for a lot of SEO stuff and whatnot. And so I kind of told him, you're way below budget for everything that you want. So he said, okay, and he said, I'm gonna do what I need to do to meet that budget. And then, I'll be contacting you as soon as I can. I was like, all right, cool. So I hear that a lot, and I never hear back from people for the most part. They just don't have the budget. And so then next thing you know, he sold his home, he's left his job, he's downsized, he's moving to an apartment. He made that jump, that leap, and he's just going 100% into it. And it inspired me so much just because, of course, me being an entrepreneur and building up ATX Web Designs to where it is now, it inspired me so much, and I got goosebumps from everything he was talking about. This is just one of those clients that they had a startup in his story. He just like went 100% all into it, and it's extremely inspiring.
By the time I had contacted you, I already had passed my Social Security certifications and all that stuff there. So I was still studying for the VA, and I was still in my job, and I was contemplating this, like, man, I really want to just leave now and just start my business. And my wife was just like, hey, just let us know. So I know I had it's a retirement, so I believe I had pulled that out, and it was like 25,000. So on the 25,000, I had spoke with you, and you was just like, hey, in order to get this website, in order to get everything that you need, and to make it look professional, because we're gonna need at least 5 or 10.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, I may need to sell my house, because if I'm working with 25,000 plus I already left my job already.
Yeah.
Hey, so I put my house on the market. Well, before we had to put the house on the market, we had to put down some brand new carpet, and we had to paint. And there were situations to which I was up all night, and we was just up painting,
Getting it ready.
Exactly, because it's a long process in order to get your house put on the market.
Yeah.
But by the time we got it on the market, it sold in 14 days. On the second go around with you, I had called you in May, and hey, because I already sold my house then, so I was just like, well, sure, I know I can get something and make it look professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I went back and called some other places, and because they pretty much told me, on your budget, ain't no we can do for you. I'm like, dang. I'm like, man, you can't do nothing for me? Okay, well, hey, look, I remember speaking with a guy, and we were sending texts and some emails back and forth, and then they had called you back.
Yeah.
And that's when we got everything up and running, and we just, I gave you all of my content. I'm be honest with you, I was 80% scared. And because I was 20% just like, hey, hey, look, I already sold my house. I got to do this for my kids and my wife.
Yeah.
So, fear, it can really hold you back.
Yeah.
And everybody has it, It's just that you got to channel it and just find a way, how can you overcome it?
Yeah.
And it's just something I've never been afraid to do. I actually did the work for the past 10 years, but it's just putting everything on paper and being able to show people how stuff is done and the processes of it.
True.
So, I think it took me a whole week, but I ain't even sleep, man. Because I was up all night just doing content at 3, 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I grew up playing sports just like you. I actually went to college and played ball, but things ain't worked out, and it was just that taste of it and of failure, It just always stayed with me. So by the time I got in the Air Force, it was one of the best things that I did. and it kind of helped mature me and just show me some things as a man that, of course, I had to see.
Yeah. Like that.
Man, it taught me how to be disciplined because one, being your own boss because you got to be disciplined because you're wearing so many hats, you know.
Yeah.
Two, I mean, being able to get up and just stay up all day and just get stuff done, you know, because as a business owner, I mean, it's not like you can work 8 hours or 10 hours here, hey, because you're working 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
you know.
True.
So, I mean, in the military, it just taught me good time management, you know, and really it teaches you to be, it teaches you to be competitive, man, and just a competitive spirit, especially in business, because, hey, it's either you hustling or somebody out hustling you. I just use that, you know, and to try to be the best I can be. To be honest with you, it's actually going good, man. I mean, I'm just appreciative on just everything that you did for me as far as my website and just getting that logo, man. And I mean, I'm a known guy of timing, you know, and it was just that timing on me getting in contact with you again in May. Of course, I had all my stuff in order, possibly on that point there, but I mean, I've been, one of the main things that you kind of helped me out with, it was on the nonprofits.
Yeah.
On that list that you told me to make up and be able to send those emails and call them up, hey, that right there kept me busy all summer.
Yeah.
We getting busy and busy, man. I see myself as a CEO and running it's a corporation, you know, of just advocates to be able to help citizens of Texas and all different other states.